Hello? 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 Okay. Okay. Hi, Diana. Good. Right. So get yourself. I hope you're well. So what we'll do, and thank you so much for joining earlier. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's easier to do it a little bit earlier. But as I said to you before, we're going to do it. We're going to do a restorative stroke yin practice. So it's kind of going to be a little bit, just going to do this quickly. It's going to be a bit different, but hopefully it will help you as well to get some rest as well. So if you can, please get a blanket. So you'll need a blanket or a towel. Now, I don't know what the temperature is like in your house, but you might want something to cover yourself up as well for the end bit. And get some cushions as well. So you'll need, cushions would be so blanket, cushions, and you won't need a chair this time, but if you want to use it to release down to when you do your practice, when you do the shavasana in the end, if you want something to help with the lower back as well, then get that as well. So I know you're close to the wall there. So if you're lying down, perhaps when you're going into lifting your legs up against the wall, that will help with the back as well. But to start with, we're going to start with a breathing practice first. So start off in a sitting position, comfortable seated position. Whether you want to sit on a block, whether you want to sit on your cushions or on the bolster, or whichever way you want to sit, but sitting so that you can feel really supported by the earth, that you feel comfortable as well, because you will be seated here for to start to do some bit of meditation, bit of breathing, pranayama breathing practice, and then we'll do the practice, the asanas. So what I'd like you to do is to close your eyes. Close your eyes and just notice how you're sitting, where you're sitting, what parts of your body are touching the floor. So just bring yourself into internal awareness. So mentally scan your body, starting from feet and going up towards the crown of your head. Relaxing the hands on your thighs. As I said, being comfortable. It is extremely important to be comfortable in this pose. At any time, if you're not comfortable, there will be niggles, you'll be moving from one side to the other. So then that's not going to help you keep your mind onto your breath, perhaps. It won't help you stay relaxed and stay still in meditation. Although the stillness is relative. So the stillness can be talked about by being completely still, like rigid. But your whole body will be working. As soon as you start noticing your breath, you'll start noticing that your belly is ballooning as you inhale. The chest is rising as you inhale, and then the chest is falling down as you exhale, and the belly's falling down as you exhale. So your whole body is still working. And the stillness is relative. Start by mentally scanning the body again. And scanning from the earth, going up towards the crown of the head, then down towards the shoulders, relaxing the shoulders, down towards your hands, resting on your thighs, relaxing them. So just settling in to the pose. Then bring your awareness to your spine. And so your spine going down from the root, from your sitting bones, from your sacrum, going up towards the crown of your head, up towards the neck, and then going up, holding on, supporting your head. Now bring your awareness to your breath. And as you inhale, bring your breath down from the sitting bones up towards the crown of the head. And then exhaling down towards the sitting bones. And imagine that your breath is going from the front of the spine up to the crown, and exhaling down the back of your spine, down towards the sitting bones. Inhaling from your pubic bone up towards the crown of the head. Exhaling down the spine, the back of your spine, down to your tail. Take a few breaths like that. Just noticing your breath. And then reverse. Inhaling from the back of the spine up towards the crown of the head, and exhaling down the front of the spine, down towards the sitting bones. So as if you're mentally making loops around the spine. And then slowly become aware of the rest of the physical body. Become aware of your hands on your lap. And then take your right hand up towards your nose so that your thumb is touching the right nostril. The ring finger. Can you hear me? Okay. So The thumb is touching your right nostril. The ring finger and the little finger are touching the left nostril. The index finger and the middle finger will be between your eyebrows. So making sure that you're lightly touching the right nostril, and then with the left nostril, lightly touching and relaxing the hand. So the hand is not really in a rigid position up front, but if you feel that you need support and that you feel that it's heavy, that eventually you go down like that, use your left arm to support this elbow. And slowly take a normal breath in and normal breath out. So big inhale, big exhale through both nostrils. Again, big inhale, big exhale through both nostrils. Inhale, close right, exhale through left nostril. Inhale through left, close left, exhale through right. Inhale right, close right, exhale left. Inhale left, close left, exhale right. Inhale right, close right, exhale left. Inhale left, close left, exhale right. Inhale right, close right, exhale left. Inhale left, close left, exhale right. And carry on with your own breath. Inhaling through right now, exhaling through left. And then inhaling through left, exhaling through right. And carrying on with your own breath in your own time for the next 5 rounds. The next time you exhale through left, release the hand. So if you need a tissue right now, you might want to get a tissue if you need it to clean your nose, but you might not need it for now. So we'll come out. So this alternative nostril breathing, I think we've done it before, but just in case you haven't, and it balances the right and left side. It's very good to be done for just when you need a little bit of relaxation to kind of come out a little bit to even to prepare for sleep and to prepare for whatever I was going to say, for prepare for sleep and to prepare for meditation. Can you hear me? Yeah, good. So stretch your legs now. Stretch them out and just point the toes first and then bring the toes up towards you. Then point the toes and then bring the toes up towards you. So as you're doing this, so just notice how your ankles are moving. As you're stretching and pointing the toes, and then bringing the toes towards you. And then make a little bit of a space between your legs. And then take your toes again, so point them, flex the feet. And then this time, as you inhale, stay here. As you exhale, bring the toes out towards the floor. So let the toes, let the feet drop out and externally rotate the legs. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, out. Relax the shoulders. And do you need to, if you need to stay supported, perhaps still stay seated with the cushion underneath. If this is pressure, getting a pressure in your lower back, then the more support you have there, the better. Or come and sit against the wall as well. So we're just using this to get some movement in the ankles. And then try and rotate inwards wherever they can go. So out, rotating out, up to the middle, rotating in. I can't move much. Come up to the middle, out, exhale, inhaling, exhale, in towards the middle. Inhale, center, exhale, out. Inhale, center, exhale, in towards each other, and then come back to middle. Bring your feet closer with the feet down onto the floor. And so we'll do is we're going to start with a little bit of movement of the spine, because I can see that you need that a little bit. So we'll just move the spine a little bit before we go into what I planned originally. So come into a seated pose again, seated, and then just walk your hands first, walk your hands forward. So really forward, stretching out and pushing your sitting bones towards the floor. So you'll notice that whether I'm coming down towards the floor down here completely or I'm up there, there's a difference between also where my sitting bones are, and there's also difference in pressure in your or the stress being put on your joints in the hips or to the front of your thighs. So as you're going a little bit further and going down towards the floor, a little bit more down towards the floor, there will be more pressure on the front of your thighs, or the more stress being put. The back will be stretched out and relaxed. So stay here for a bit, for a few breaths. If you feel that your neck needs support, then place your hands, so one on top of the other, in your fists, and just drop your forehead onto your fists. big, deep breaths here. Now, as you are, the longer you stay in this pose, now you might notice that the stress in the front of the thighs is actually changing to that lengthening in the back. So you'll be noticing the stretching of your lower back. Once the sensation becomes a little bit like a sweet, dull sensation that you can actually stay here a little bit longer, then slowly release back. So first stretch out the hands and then slowly come up, walk yourself up into the seated pose, keeping your chin down. Lovely. And take a moment to just stay here for a bit. Now take your hand, the right hand, down, and take the left arm up towards the ceiling, stretching up, stretching up. And slowly walk your right hand away from you. So coming into a side stretch. Now you can stay looking forward, gazing forward. You can slightly twist up so that you can turn your head up towards the left arm or the left armpit. But whatever you do, notice the side stretch. Notice the stretch in your side body. So in the left side, notice this lengthening in the spine, lengthening in the side body as you're inhaling. And make sure that the right elbow and the right shoulder are sort of pointing down towards the floor. So especially the shoulders away from the ears. So you're not really sinking into the left shoulder. If you've turned your head up towards your armpit or towards the ceiling, then slowly turn your head back to central. Inhale and push yourself up to come up into seated pose. Lower your left arm down and just notice the difference between the left side of the body and the right side of the body. Then take your right arm up, lengthen through the right arm, and walk your left hand away from you. Taking a deep stretch onto the right side of the body. Bending the left elbow. Taking the left shoulder away from the ear. And then rotating the head up towards the ceiling or towards the right armpit. Notice the stretch on the right side of the body. If your neck feels unsupported in this position, take your right hand behind your neck and just hold it there, support it. If you feel that that's not comfortable either, then just come back to your center. So bring your head facing forward. And then slowly come up into seated and into neutral position. One more time, go walk your hands forward. And so by walking your hands forward, now notice the difference between the first time and the second time, this time that you've dropped your head and where it gets to and how it feels into the front of your thighs and your lower back. Again, if you feel that the neck needs a support here, then use your either the bolster perhaps, or a block, or cushions, or just support you with your hands with the fists. Lovely. And slowly walk yourself up into seated pose. Right, undo the crossing of the legs, come onto all fours. And just as in all fours, just do tiny movements of the spine in direction of cat and cow by doing first, getting your belly as close to the spine as possible. So first in the neutral spine you are, and then bring your awareness to your tailbone. And as you exhale, keeping your belly close to the spine, bring your tailbone forward, curve the back, and drop the head down, looking towards the direction of your tailbone, your pubic bone. As you inhale, take the tailbone first up, slowly up, then drop the belly down, open the chest, and now gaze forward. And then reverse into cat. Exhaling, tailbone in, curving the back, upwards towards the ceiling, then dropping the head down. Inhale, taking the tailbone up towards the ceiling, opening the chest and gazing forward. And repeating one more time, bearing in mind that the tailbone goes first, the head's the last to move. So you're just moving slowly, uncurving and curving the spine. And noticing how your spine moves. Lovely. And then after that, once you finish, come back into neutral position. Make a space between your knees. And then sit back into child's pose. So whether you actually want to go with wide-legged, wide leg knees, child's pose, or if it's easier with the knees together and then just dropping down, the forehead down
into child's pose. It's down to you. So take the option that is good for you, that feels good.
And stay in child's pose. Noticing your breath. Taking a deep inhale and deep exhale. And then slowly come up into seated. So, sitting on your heels. Lovely. So, from this pose, we're going to move into or a little bit into the back bend. And so I'd like you to, so first show you. So from this, we're going to go into what's known first as a tadpole in yin pose. So there'll be a wide pose, wide-legged opening here, with the toes touching and heels separate, and then you're sitting on your knees. There'll be a stress. You'll feel the stress on the front or of the thighs, or perhaps on the inner thighs as well. But you won't be feeling the stress on the knees. So as soon as you start feeling the stress in the knees, then it's too much of that might be too much pressure of the knees. So you want to take it a little bit more in. So similar to child's pose, but it's the toes are in or even away from each other. So when the toes are away from each other and you're bringing the heels down, so it's coming down, almost going into what's called in Hatha Yoga, is called almost going into the hero pose, but with the actual opening of the legs, the knees. So this is even more pressure and more stress here and more tension on the inner thighs. So it's really down to you how you want to do it, and see what pose, what's best for you. So we'll stay here for a bit, and from here we're going to walk down, completely down, first with the elbows underneath the elbows underneath the chest. Taking a breath here, deep breath, keeping your belly in towards the spine. So noticing the opening in the hips. Noticing that sensation in the front of the thighs or the inner thighs. There should be no sensation, as I said, in the knees. Gazing forward. If you feel that the neck again needs a little bit of a rest, so either place the hands into the fists and rest your forehead on them, or if you have a bolster, cushions, or even a block, then place those in front of you so that you can drop your forehead down and rest into this pose. So the upper body is sort of, there's no tension at all. There's no sensation. The sensation is mainly down in the inner thighs. Now your sitting bones to start with are closer to your heels. Now slowly come up onto all fours, onto your elbows. So lift your head off and coming onto the elbows. Now bring your sitting bones up so that you're almost coming onto all fours, but the knees are staying in the same direction. You may need to, so your whole torso is coming forward, and you may need to move your arms so that as your torso is coming forward, and so are the arms, so the arms are under your shoulder, so that your elbows are under the shoulders. So there's still sensation in the inner thighs. And slowly walk yourself further, dropping. You can stay here, or you can drop your pelvis down towards the floor, lift the toes up, opening and moving your hands away from you so that you can come into a little bit of a back bend. So if this is too much for your spine, wider the stance. So bring your arms a little bit wider so that your whole, the chest is kind of coming a little bit closer down to the floor. If, however, you want to go further, then you slowly lift up. And so now the sensation, there's a bit of a compression in the lower back. So you'll have the sensation in the inner thighs, and you'll have the sensation in the lower back. If you had a bolster and you wanted to do it a little bit more on the bolster, perhaps you go on the bolster like that. Slowly push the bolster away, got it, and drop your head down completely onto the floor and release the legs so that you're coming down onto your belly. So you're completely stretched out onto the belly, and
just rock your hips from one to another side.
And notice how your body feels. Slowly from the front. Now bring your hands so that you're coming now again into, but this would be like in a back bend, but this time in Sphinx pose. So elbows under your chest, opening the shoulders, gazing forward. So with the compression in your lower back. If the compression is a little bit too much, then just bring your hands a little bit forward, the arms a bit more forward. If you want to intensify it, then with staying your hands to forward, just come up with a stretched arms. So stretching your arms in front of you, lifting up more or wherever you can. Relaxing the buttocks, just getting the sensation in the lower back, the compression, and perhaps the stretch in the front of your torso. So getting to the position when it's actually comfortable. There's a stretch, there's a compression, but there's no pain. Closing your eyes. And just taking a moment to take a deep breath, deep inhale. And then as you exhale, again, lower your body completely down, the whole torso down with the head down onto the floor or onto your arms. I'm just going to turn around.
And slowly becoming aware of your body, your hands. Just bringing your hands under your chest. And as you push yourself up, as you inhale, bring your belly in towards the spine. Come onto all fours and slowly drop down, push yourself down into the child's pose. So bringing your head down towards the floor and bringing your spine into a forward bend. And just noticing how this pose or counter pose, what effect does it have on your spine and how you feel. Slowly bringing your hands under your head and then sitting yourself up into seated position, an upright position. Now when you're ready, I have no idea what time we started actually, but when you're ready, you can come down into the lying down pose. So I'd like to go, because we've had quite a few back bends, so I don't know what effect that has on your lower back and how you feel. You'll know tomorrow anyway, but you'll know later. But I'd like to get the counter effect of that, and sort of just not just so much as opening the chest, but bringing the back completely down onto the floor so that it's completely sort of flat. And to do that more, because as you're lying down without any supports, then it happens that there's a lower back. The lower back will be more exposed. So you want to have, with your blanket or with your towel, or with the bolster if you had one, you'd roll it completely so that it actually gets the support underneath your knees, so that your knees are supported here. The other option that you can do, so obviously you can do the bolster and kind of lying down onto the floor, making sure that you are supported and that you're resting, that cover yourself up completely. So we'll go into breathing practice, but with Shavasana as well. Or the other option is that what you can do is go with, so using either the chair or the wall behind you, and resting the feet up against the wall. Can you still hear me? Yeah. Okay. So feet against the wall, resting the head down on the floor, arms beside you. So nothing to go underneath your back. Your back should be now low and completely flat. And using that blanket to cover yourself up completely. Making sure your chin goes into your chest. resting your legs up there, up against the wall. So either with the stretched out like that, not too much stretch, or keeping the knees bent. Now, when your legs are up the wall like that, you might not be able to go into that, be in that position for too long. So whichever one you find that it's easier for you to go into now, start with that. Good. Can see your legs. So come and then make sure that you're covered, that you're completely covered. Make sure that you have something against your eyes, especially if you're facing the window, as you're facing the window. So cover yourself up. And just once you're ready, notice your breath. With your eyes closed, just bring your awareness to the physical body and notice which part of the body are touching the floor. Starting from feet, making sure the feet are comfortable. Touching the wall, resting, the legs are comfortable. The lower back is completely flat and touching the floor. Your shoulders are relaxed. The head's relaxed on the floor. Take a deep breath, a deep inhale in through your nose. Big exhale through your mouth. One more time. The next time as you inhale, just follow that breath traveling up towards the chest, towards your armpits. Hold it, and then slowly exhale. Make it an equal inhale, equal exhale. So exaggerated, big inhale, bringing it up towards the top of your lungs, the top of your chest, going towards the sides of your ribs. And then exaggerated exhale, noticing that every part of those, every rib is lowering down. One more time, exaggerated, long inhale. Long exhale. Then normal breath. And one more time, exaggerate the inhale, exaggerate the exhale. Make it long and equal. And then slowly come back to normal breath. And stay with normal breath. Noticing how you feel. And slowly bringing awareness to the sounds. The sounds that you can hear from outside the room. The sounds that you can hear from inside the room. The sound of your breath. Again, rotate your awareness, going into the sounds that you can hear from outside the room. The sounds that you can hear from inside the room. The sound of your breath. And stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. When you hear the sounds of the bell, stay where you are. Just absorb. Slowly become aware of your physical position. Make some movements in your hands and in your feet. Take your arms over your head. Stretch your arms. Then bring your knees, as you exhale, bring your knees down into your chest and turn over to the side. And slowly push yourself up into a seated position. Whenever you're ready. And stay where you are, just for salutation. Taking your arms up above your head. As you exhale, hands down into like a crown above your head, into Anjali Mudra, and exhaling down towards the center line of your body, down towards the heart center. Thanking yourself for being a part of the practice, thanking yourself for practicing tonight, enjoying the peace and the quiet. And I thank you for being part of this yoga practice. Namaste. Diana, I can't see you. I hope you can hear me and I hope you're okay. So that's okay. Don't have to stay. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Stay where you are. Stay asleep. And I'll see you on Monday. Have a lovely weekend. Bye, darling.